Dr. Susan Spellman here. Today I'd like to share with you some things that many of my potential clients ask me about. So that is, how do you deal with the past? How important is it for you to look at and help people look at the past? And how do you look at the future? So this is a very interesting question, especially these days when this whole issue is shifting in terms of psychotherapy. So to share with you what my view is that first of all, I think the past is important, okay? We all had different experiences as children. We all had some that were very painful, some that were very great and fun. And what often happens is that the ones that were painful get stored in our subconscious. And then if these aren't resolved, then often these patterns will come up over and over and over again. So for example, if you always have a certain problem, say you have a problem with people not understanding you, not listening to you, and I've had this one myself. And so then when you look at your childhood, you can see often, once you can get in touch with how you were as a child, how life was as a child, you can see that this is a pattern that started very young with either your father, your mother, or another significant adult. That for various reasons you felt that they didn't listen to you, they didn't understand you. Whether they did or not is hard to say, but that was your experience as a child. And that pattern has carried on over the years so that you repeatedly have that experience as an adult. The point is that if you have repeating patterns in your life, it means there's something that was going on that started in your childhood or earlier in your life in any case. So it's helpful to look at it from that point of view, to look at your past, not to dwell on it, not to spend months and months going through it like used to be the case in therapy. You know, people used to spend ages going through their past and trying to understand it and that kind of thing. Usually we can see what the pattern was, what the issue is by what the pattern is now. Okay, so we can get some clarity about it, possibly where it came from, that kind of thing. And then the question, of course, is we're living in the present now. So how do we shift that in the present? And how do we move forward from there? So there are various tools we can use to shift it in the present, which I help people with. And then what in some ways is as important, if not more important, is moving forward. So where is it you want to go in your life? Where is it that this issue that came up perhaps as a child, that started as a child, where is this leading you now in your life to deal with, and not just deal with, but explore and expand your life in a new direction, or in a more developed direction. So again, for example, say you weren't listened to as a child. That's how you felt. You felt that way. You work on that issue for yourself so that you understand where it came from, that now you don't have to fall into that pattern right now in the present. And then, okay, so how can this be useful to you going forward? And so of course you might want to become a therapist or some other kind of helper, someone who helps people be understood, either helps them learn how to be understood or listens to them so that they are understood, that kind of thing. So you see the pattern goes from the past, you know, seeing what got into your subconscious, you know, negatively and kind of got stuck there, resolving the subconscious, and then moving on to, okay, what can we do about it? How can I use this information? How can I use this experience that I had as a child to help other either children or adults so that they don't have to go through it in the same way that I did? So this is a basic explanation really of how I see therapy. And of course, people are at different levels when they come in, and they might still not have a clue about their past, or they might have resolved some of the past, and they're ready to move on into what's next for me now. So this is just a brief comment on this topic, and of course I'm most interested in any comments you have. Thanks. I'm always open for discovery sessions about what I do, how I do it, questions about all that.